Okay, how you doing? I'm back and I'm going to do some work on my bike. And I think my friends across the pond are going to be upset with me because what I'm about to do is remove those gaiters and replace them with this. And let's get started. And I just realized I did not get myself a stool. Well, that sucks. Didn't fit properly. I don't even know which is the top or the bottom. I might not even use those. All right, here goes nothing. I'm gonna make some enemies, but not before I get a Phillips. Hold on. I'm back, and I have a stool. Oh yeah. Okay. You know, I bought a microphone, you know, that you pin on here, like a lot of YouTubers wear. And I got it working. Yeah, it works, but I guess I don't really need it because the camera's right there. But if I'm doing a video where I'm out and about or walking a distance from the camera, I guess that's when I'll need it. Now, I watched a lot of videos where people put these on, but over here in the States, a lot of people don't like these, or some don't. But I know that they're very popular and kind of traditional on these types of bikes over in Europe especially. So if you're one of those people that thinks that just these have to be on here and that what I'm doing is ridiculous, you might not want to watch it. But I grew up racing in the United States when I was younger and being multiple bikes and stuff. And to be honest, this is the only motorcycle I've ever owned that has them. And I've been thinking about this for a year. And I watched a video where one guy cut them off. I don't know if it was this one or a Harley cut them off. And then I saw that and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna do it. So here goes nothing. It's a lot easier to take them off than to put them back on, unless you get the ones that are already split like this. And then I think what you do is at that point you glue them. I think you glue them. That seems kind of ridiculous. Okay, so they'll need a little cleanup. There's one. Let me do the other one. I was just inside because I was doing videos and learning how to edit, trying to learn, and doing various things like that and being lazy. I was supposed to have a bid done today for work, but I got tomorrow. Today's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday, so I'll do it. Yeah, these will be, yeah, that probably won't be any good. I'm gonna say they could be, well, maybe. I'm thinking of wrapping these up here. So, can you? No, it's not quite. It's a peaceful day. I was gonna go to the park and ride, but I'll probably go tomorrow. Looks like I'm going to be back to work soon. I had a slow period, but here goes this side. But now things are picking up, and I'm slated to start working, I think as early as next week sometime, and then continuing on from there. And then one job should fall into the next, and if I get my I do a good bid tomorrow, it'll fall into that job, and that'll kind of save my butt because I've been bleeding money. If you watch my driving video where I'm driving and talking, I kind of explain that I'm hurting a little bit. So here's the wrap. To wrap here, I'd like to have the 1 inch. Here's the 2 inch. When I did this originally in black, I got high temperature black paint. I took them off and I wrapped them, and then I painted them, and the painting really seals them up. I did the same thing to the white. The white is painted as well, and you put a couple of coats on the high temperature white and it locks it down. This is just this wrapped with nothing because I didn't take the pipes off, because you can't paint them in place. I think I actually did paint the white ones in place. I had to wrap up everything, and I still see a little bit of white right down there. I wouldn't do it again. It's just coming out of a can, it goes all over the place. But the time spent wrapping the bike up, you can get the pipes off pretty quickly. And the seals for the exhaust going into the cross pipe or your catalytic converter, they're reusable a number of times. They're like a graphite seal washer, not washer, but a bushing. And you can use them over and over, and they're not that expensive. So, I mean, if you plan on messing with your exhaust, I just picked up like a couple of sets originally when I was messing around, and I think I still have a spare set. But I reuse them. Same with the, I think it's a aluminum or brass washer for the oil drain plug. They tell you it's a one-time use, but if you take it off and look at it, it's not a one-time use. It's a solid washer. You just cinch it up, and it's a soft metal, and it seals. I don't know. I think they just want you to buy the thing, and I ended up buying. I bought generic ones. I measured the size, and I bought them probably on Amazon. I bought like 10 of them, thinking, oh, I gotta change them out each time, and then I realized I don't have to. But at least I didn't buy the expensive ones. If you get it from Triumph, I'm sure they're expensive. But if you get them, you can get the same ones from Amazon or some website, and they're cheaper. And and I think they came with an aluminum one, but I would recommend the copper. I think that's the ones I got was copper because it's even softer. Anyway, enough about that. So they're off, and there's the look. Now you can see. Let me go get something to wipe that. I don't think that's not really scratched. So this bike has never been washed with water. I just hand wipe it down, and I use that. What's it called? Muck off? Is it called muck off? You guys know about it. It's kind of a reddish or pink. It's a pink color. I think it's called muck off. And you spray it. You could spray it on and wipe it off. I just spray it on a rag and use it. And I use them on my e-bikes too. Then I'll spray the whole bike down and then wash it. That stuff just dissolves the dirt away. It's excellent. I made the mistake on my e-bike one time of using the muck off product that they use for cleaning chains, and it's kind of like a lime green. Don't do that. It wanted to take the paint off, and it kind of made the paint, put lines on the paint like where it dried, ran down. It's a little bit too strong. It's too caustic. And it's only an e-bike, and I gave it to my grandson, but it did kind of, it wasn't too favorable to the paint. Now this could use a bit of a polishing. I'm not going to use any kind of grit on it, like 1,000 grit or whatever. I wouldn't, or even rubbing compound, which is kind of gritty. I mean, polishing compound, yeah, but I don't think so. I mean, it's not a show bike. It's cleaning up. I don't know what I'm worried about. The bike is dirty right now. I mean, for me. It's not filthy, but it's... Is that plastic? No. I'm wondering if that's plastic. I don't need the light. I won't ride at night. I'm fair weather these days. I used to be glued to these bikes when I was younger. I was on my motorcycle from dawn to dusk when I was younger. But yeah, I actually enjoy working on them more. That's why I want to sell this one. I want to get another bike and do a project on it. There's two bikes I've been eyeing. One is the Royal Enfield, I think not the classic 350, but it's just kind of small. But it's a good project bike. The problem is it just doesn't have any power. And I think they have there's a classic 650, but you can't get it here in the States. And then there's a Meteor 650, I think, and I don't think you can get that one here either. At least not the 650. Of course, you can get the Interceptor, which they call the INT over here because they can't use the full name. That'd be a good project bike. But there's a Moto Guzzi V100, I think it is. The one where at a certain speed the fairing kind of opens up, which is more of a gimmick than anything, but it's kind of cool. I forget the name of it. It's a V100, but I forget what they call it. But you guys know what I'm talking about. Not the 80, but the 100, the newer one. I haven't ridden one yet, but I'd like to ride one and see how it is. Now, I don't know, as far as getting that as a project bike, I'm not sure how much I would do on that, or what's available with aftermarket stuff to kind of make it your own. I know you could change the bars and tires. I mean, you could change the wheels, but I probably wouldn't change the wheels. There's not enough bang for a buck, for me there. I like to do stuff that makes an impact on the handling part of it, because of my racing past and stuff. I just don't like a bike that's awkward. I had a Harley once. It was a lowrider. I had that one set up. It cornered. It never did corner great, but it cornered better than stock. And a lot of the weight was low. I liked bikes, the cruiser style and the street bikes that you kind of sit into more rather than on top of. And some of the BMWs and stuff like that, like the 9Ts and all that, those are nice, but they seem kind of vanilla to me. They're like the powertrain the engine characteristics are tame, powerful, but just very tamed. And they just don't have a real wow factor for me. And then some of those BMW models, they sit so tall, even though you can lower the seat or get a different seat that they offer. So because I'm only 5'10", which isn't that short, and I can't touch the ground on some of those motorcycles. And I absolutely would not buy a motorcycle if I can't touch the ground on both sides. Not one side, but I'm talking both sides. It's just ridiculous. Every time you stop, which is often, you have to lean it over or worry about it. That's not for me, because I've seen plenty of bikes that I really liked, and when you're riding them, they're great. But then when you stop and you got to lean it to one side, or you're on your you can't flat foot. Nah, I don't like that. It doesn't work for me. Well, I polished that really nice. So yeah, this has a bug thing. Let me see. So, what do you think? I mean, are you cussing me out over there across the pond? Here in the States, I don't think people care. I mean, a lot of people probably say, "Hey, that looks good." I like it. I mean, I thought about it a long time, and I know it's like, oh, it's a point of no return, because once I do it, if I don't like it, I'm still keeping it. I'm not going to get into the project of putting it back on. No way. So I watched a couple videos and I saw it done on some bike. I don't know if it was a Triumph, it was one like, or a Harley or something. And I liked the results. And so I said, oh yeah, that works for me. I like it. I really do. I like it. This, I think, would benefit from being covered. And you guys don't want to see me do a wrap on here. I think that's gonna work. That's gonna look good. All right, I'm gonna pause the video and do a wrap on one side, and then if it looks like it's really cool, I'll continue the video. Okay, I'm back. A little bit of a struggle with that wrap. The first piece I cut was too short, so I put these little protectors on. And that's the way they go. That stands for Krager, although it's spelled backwards for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe I put them on backwards. That's weird. No, that's the way they go. Anyway, I might take those off. I don't know. I'll keep it for a while. And then there's the wrap. The wrap is kind of cool. Here's without the wrap. And here's with the wrap. I kind of went a little bit heavy right here. See, it's overlapping. But I don't want to trim that. Like I could take a razor blade and cut that. But the thing is, it starts to unravel. And it's just going to be a mess. So I could pull it down. It's all right. I'm obsessive compulsive. All right, well, I'm going to do the other side. And, because, you know, can't do a halfway job. And I'll be back. I guess I'll show you when it's done. Okay. Okay, it's done. It really needs to be sealed with a clear coat because it's just fraying. But I'll probably keep it for a while. If it doesn't get all frayed and come undone, that's like, you know, perfect, but that has a clamp there. It's all right. I can take it off if I don't like it. Something to do. I need another bike. Well, enough of that. Enough of that, huh? I'm going to take it out for a quick spin. Enough gloves. I must have 8-10 pair. Okay, I'm going to do a ride-off. Never done one before. And then I'll post this. I don't know if it'll be available tonight or tomorrow, but let me know what you think. Okay, I'm off to the store. I'll see you later.